Any news?
No news.
You can't sit up all night, dear. Why don't you go to bed?
I'm waiting for Chris. Don't worry about me, Jim. I'm perfectly all right.
But it's almost 2 o'clock.
I can't sleep. You had an emergency.
Somebody had a headache and thought he was dying. Half of my patients are quite mad. Nobody realizes how many people are walking around loose and they're cracked as coconuts. The money. Money, 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 money. You say it long enough, it doesn't mean anything.
You're so childish, Jim. Sometimes you are.
Kate, what happened?
I told you. He had an argument with Joe, then he got in the car and drove away.
What kind of an argument?
An argument. Joe. He was crying like a child before.
They argued about Ann?
No, not Ann. Imagine. She hasn't come out of that room since he left. All night in that room.
What did Joe do? Tell him?
Tell him what?
Don't be afraid, Kate. I know. I've always known.
How?
It occurred to me a long time ago.
I always had the feeling that in the back of his head, Chris almost knew. I didn't think it would be such a shock.
Chris would never know how to live with a thing like that. It takes a certain talent for lying. Now, you have it, and I do, but not him.
What do you mean? He's not coming back?
Oh, no, no, he'll come back. We all come back, Kate. These private little revolutions always die. The compromise is always made. In a peculiar way, Frank is right. Every man does have a star. The star of one's honesty. And you spend your life groping for it. But once it's out, it never lights again. I don't think he went very far. He probably just wanted to be alone to watch his star go out.
Just as long as he comes back.
I wish he wouldn't, Kate. And one year I simply took off, went to New Orleans. For 2 months I lived on bananas and milk and studied a certain disease. It was beautiful. And then she came and she cried, and I went back home with her. And now I live in the usual darkness. I can't find myself. It's even hard sometimes to remember the kind of man I wanted to be. I'm a good husband. Chris is a good son. He'll come back. I have a feeling he's in the park. I'll look around for him. Put her to bed, Joe. This is no good for what she's got.
What does he want here?
His friend is not home.
I don't like him mixing in so much.
It's too late, Joe. He knows.
How does he know?
He guessed a long time ago.
I don't like that.
What you don't like?
Yeah, what I don't like.
You can't bull yourself through this one, Joe. Be smart now. This thing is not over yet.
And what is she doing up there? She don't come out of her room.
I don't know. What is she doing? Sit down. Stop being mad. You want to live, you better figure out your life.
She don't know, does she?
She saw Chris storming out of here. It's 1-on-1. She knows how to add.
Maybe I ought to talk to her.
Don't ask me, Joe.
Then who do I ask? But I don't think she'll do anything about it.
You're asking me again.
I'm asking you. What am I, a stranger? Thought I had a family here. What happened to my family?
You've got a family. I'm simply telling you I have no strength to think anymore.
You have no strength. The minute there's trouble, you have no strength.
Joe, you're doing the same thing again. All your life. Whenever there's trouble, you yell at me and you think that settles it.
Then what do I do? Tell me. Talk to me. What do I do?
Joe, I've been thinking this way. If he comes back...
What do you mean if? He's coming
I
back.
think if you sit him down and you explain yourself, I mean, you ought to make it clear to him that you know you did a terrible thing. I mean, if he saw that you realize what you did. You see?
What ice does that cut?
I mean, if you told him you want to pay for what you did.
How can I pay?
Tell him you're willing to go to prison.
I'm willing
You wouldn't go. He wouldn't ask you to go. But if you told him you wanted to, if he could feel that you wanted to pay, maybe he would forgive you.
He would forgive me. For what?
Joe, you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. You wanted money, I made money. What must I be forgiven? You wanted money, didn't you?
I didn't want it that way.
Ugh, I didn't want it that way either. What difference is it what you want? I spoiled the both of you. I should have put him out when he was 10, like I was put out. And made him earn his keep. Then he'd know how a buck is made in this world. Forgiven. I could live on a quarter a day myself. But I've got a family.
Joe, it don't excuse it that you did it for the family.
It's gotta excuse
There's
it.
something bigger than the family to him.
Nothing is bigger.
There is to him.
There's nothing he could do that I wouldn't forgive because he's my son. Because I'm his father and he's my son.
Joe, I tell you...
And nothing is bigger than that, and you're gonna tell him, you understand? I'm his father, he's my son. And if there's something bigger than that, I'll put a bullet in my head.
You stop that.
You heard me. And now you know what to tell him. But he wouldn't put me away, though. He wouldn't do that. Would he?
He loved you, Joe. You broke his heart.
But to put me away?
I don't know. I'm beginning to think we don't really know him.
Oh.
They say in the war he was such a killer. Here, he was always afraid of mice. I don't know him. I don't know what he'll do.
God damn it, if Larry was alive, he wouldn't act like this. He understood the way the world is made. Because he listened to me. To him, the world had a 40-foot front, ended at the building line. This one, everything bothers him. You make a deal, you overcharge. What, 2 cents? His hair falls out. Because he don't understand money. Too easy. It all came too easy. Yes, sir, Larry. That was a boy we lost. Larry. Larry. What am I going to do, Kate?
Joe, please. You'll be all right. Nothing's gonna happen.
For you, Kate? For both of you, that's all I've ever lived for.
I know, darling. I know.
Why do you stay up? I'll tell you when he comes.
You didn't eat your supper, did you? Why don't you go and make her something?
Sure. Never mind, Kate, I'm all right. There's something I want to tell you. I'm not gonna do anything about it.
Oh, she's a good girl. You see,
I'll do nothing about Joe, but you're gonna do something for me. You made Chris feel guilty with me. Whether you wanted to or not, you crippled him in front of me. I'd like you to tell him that Larry is dead and that you know it. You understand me. I'm not going out of here alone. There's no life for me that way. I want you to set him free. Then I promise you, everything will end and we'll go away. And that's all.
You'll do that. You'll tell him.
I know what I'm asking, Kate. You had 2 sons, but you've only got 1 now.
You'll tell him.
And you've got to say it to him so he knows you mean it.
My dear, if the boy were dead, it wouldn't depend on my words to make Chris know it. The night he gets into your bed, his heart will dry up. Because he knows and you know. To his dying day, he'll wait for his brother. No, my dear, no such thing. You're going in the morning and you're going alone. That's your life. That's your lonely life.
Larry is dead.
Don't
Kate.
speak to me.
I said he's dead. I know. He crashed off the coast of China November 25th. His engine didn't fail him, but he died. I know.
How did he die? You're lying to me. If you know, how did he die?
I loved him. You know I loved him. Would I have looked at anyone else if I wasn't sure? That's enough for you.
What's enough for me? What are you talking about?
You're hurting
What are you
me.
talking about?
Joe, go to the house.
Why should I go?
Please go.
Let me know when he comes.
What's that?
Sit down. First, you've got to understand, when I came, I didn't have any idea that Joe... I had nothing against him or you. I came to get married, I hoped. So I didn't bring this to hurt you. I thought I'd show it to you only if there was no other way to settle Larry in your mind. He wrote it to me just before he... I'm not trying to hurt you, Kate. You're making me do this. Now remember. Remember. I've been so lonely, Kate. I can't leave here alone again. You made me show it to you. You wouldn't believe me. I told you 100 times. Why wouldn't you believe me?
My God.
Kate, please.
My God. My God.
Kate, dear, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What's the matter?
Where were you? You're all perspired. Where were you?
Just drove around a little. I thought you'd be gone.
Where do I go? I have nowhere to go.
Where's Dad?
Inside, lying down.
Sit down, both of you. I'll say what there is to say.
I didn't hear the car.
I left it in the garage.
Jim is out looking for...
Mother, I'm going away. There are a couple of firms in Cleveland. I think I can get a place. I mean, I'm going away for good. And I know what you're thinking, Annie. It's true. I'm yellow. That was made yellow in this house because I suspected my father. I did nothing about it. But if I knew that night when I came home, what I know now, he'd be in the district attorney's office by this time. I'd have brought him there. But now if I look at him, all I'm able to do is cry.
What are you talking about? What else can you do?
I could jail him. I could jail him if I were human anymore, but I'm like everybody else now. I'm practical now. You made me practical.
But you have to be.
Cats in that alley are practical. The bums who ran away when we were fighting, they were practical. Only the dead ones weren't practical. But now I'm practical and I spit on myself. Going away. I'm going now.
I'm coming with
No,
you.
Ann.
Chris, I don't ask you to do anything about Joe.
You do. You do.
I swear I never will.
And in your heart, you always will.
Then do what you have to do.
Do what? What is there to do? I've looked all night for a reason to make him suffer.
There's reason, there's
What? Do I raise the dead when I put him behind bars? Then what'll I do it for? I used to shoot a man who acted like a dog, but honor was real there. You were protecting something. Here, no. This is the land of the great big dogs. You don't love a man here. You eat him. And that's the principle. It's the only one we live by. Just happened to kill a few people this time. That's all. The world's that way. How can I take it out on him? What sense does that make? This is a zoo. A zoo.
You know what he's got to do. Tell him.
Let him go.
I won't let him go. You'll tell him what he's got to do.
Annie!
Then I will.
What's the matter with you? I want to talk to you.
Nothing to say to you.
I want to talk to you.
Don't do that, Matt! I'm gonna hurt you if you do that! There's nothing to say, so say it quick!
Exactly what's the matter? What's the matter? You got too much money, is that what bothers you?
Bothers me.
If you can't get used to it, then throw it away, hear me? Take every cent, give it to charity, throw it in the sewer. Does that settle it? In the sewer, that's all. You think I'm kidding? I'm telling you what to do. If it's dirty, burn it. It's your money, not my money. I'm a dead man. I'm an old dead man. Nothing's mine. Well, talk to me. What do you want to do?
It's not what I want to do, it's what you want to do.
What should I want to do? Jail? You want me to go to jail? You want me to go say so? Is that where I belong? Then tell me so. Well, what's the matter? Why can't you tell me? You say everything else to me. Say that! I'll tell you why you can't say it. Because you know I don't belong there. You know who worked for nothing in that war. When they worked for nothing, I'll work for nothing. Did they ship a gun or a truck out of Detroit before they got their price? Was that clean? No, it's dollars and cents, nickels and dimes, war and peace. It's nickels and dimes. What's clean? Half the goddamn country has got to go if I go, and that's why you can't tell me.
That's exactly why!
Then why am I bad?
I know you're no worse than most men, but I thought you were better. I never saw you as a man, I saw you as my father. I can't look at you this way. I can't look at myself.
No, no, no.
He's
Gigi,
going
no,
to read
no.
it. Larry, he wrote it to me the day he died.
Larry?
Chris, it's not for you. Joe, go away.
Why did
Go
she
to the
say
street,
Larry?
Joe, Joe, go to the street. Don't, Chris. Don't tell him.
3.5 years. Talking. Now you tell me what you must do. This is how he died. Now you tell me where you belong.
Chris, a man can't be a Jesus in this world.
I know all about the world. I know the whole crap story. Now you listen to this and tell me what a man's got to be. My dear Ann, you listening? He wrote this the day he died. You listen. Don't cry. Listen. My dear Ann, it is impossible to put down the things I feel, but I've got to tell you something. Yesterday, they flew in a load of papers from the States, and I read about Dad and your father being convicted. I can't express myself. I can't tell you how I feel. I can't bear to live anymore. Last night I circled the base for 20 minutes before I could bring myself in. How could he have done that? Every day, 3 or 4 men never come back, and he sits back there doing business. I don't know how to tell you what I feel. I can't face anybody. I'm going out on a mission in a few minutes. They'll probably report me missing. If they do, I want you to know that you mustn't wait for me. I tell you, Anne, if I had him there now, I could kill him. Now blame the world. You understand that letter?
I think I do. Get the car, I'll put on my jacket.
Why are you going? You'll sleep. Why are you going?
I can't sleep here. I'll feel better if I go.
You're so foolish. Larry was your son too, wasn't it? You know he'd never tell you to do this.
Then what is this if it isn't telling me? Sure, he was my son. But I think to him they were all my son. And I guess they were. I'll be right down.
You're not going to take him.
I'm taking him.
It's up to you. If you tell him to stay, he'll stay. Go and tell him.
Nobody could stop him now.
You'll stop him. How long do you think he'll live in prison? Are you trying to kill
I
him?
thought you read that.
The war is over. Didn't you hear? It's over.
Then what was Larry to you? The stone that fell into the water. No, it's not enough for him to be sorry. Larry didn't kill himself to make you and Dad sorry.
What more can we be?
You can be better. Once and for all, you can know there's a universe of people outside, and you're responsible to it. Unless you know that, then you threw away your son. Because that's why he died. Find Jim.
Joe. 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 Joe.
Mother, I didn't mean to.
Don't, dear. Don't take it on yourself. Forget now. Live. Shush. Shush.